To be young is to be in a stage of becoming, of working towards your goals and aspirations to transition from being dependent to independent. However, the youth of this country are perpetual children, and some will never know independence until their old age. At the realization of how doomed we are under your leadership, Mr. President, thousands continue to give in to Nyaupe, and young women and girls amount to bottle girls for you and your friends at the peak of their vibrancy and zeal for life and prosperity. We live with our parents, and finding a 40-year-old man asking his mother for bread is more common than otherwise. This phenomenon is known as the Ramaphosa economy. Joblessness, poverty, and constantly questioning if we are truly the young adults of today. In 2018, Mr. President, you launched the Jobs Summit and promised the youth of this country 275,000 jobs per year. You failed. In 2019, you promised 2 million jobs and an end to hunger, halving of crime, and empowering the school curriculum where a 10-year-old will be able to read for comprehension. You failed. In 2020, you unveiled a 100 billion rand fund to create jobs in the public sector for the youth. You failed. You launched the NSP against GBV and femicide, and 4 years later, on the eve of elections 2024, the murderer of Kirisaleti Elsin Donje was granted bail of 2,000 rands. You failed. In 2021, we spoke about building new cities, and the National Youth Development Agency would fund 1,000 young entrepreneurs in 100 days. You failed. In 2022, plagued by your own failures over the years, you promised the National Youth Service would create a modest 50,000 jobs in its first phase. You failed. In 2023, you came here and praised yourself for the Youth Employment Service that placed 100,000 youth in peace jobs that lasted nothing more than 12 months. Once again, you failed. Yesterday, you came to this house and promised 2 million jobs to the youth of South Africa. It is thus fair and deliberate to then say that this time next year, the result will once again be not achieved and failed. When you became president in 2018, youth unemployment was sitting at 43%. And nearly 7 years into your presidency, youth unemployment currently sits at 45% for individuals aged 15 to 34 and a whopping 59% for young people aged 15 to 24. Your presidency is characterized by many promises and many failures. It is now apparent that as the youth of today, we must ready ourselves psychologically like the youth of 1976 for the biggest fight against the establishment. The establishment has charged you, Mr. President, at the forefront as the weapon that is formed against us. The youth of today, like Nelson Mandela, who is now hailed as an icon of peace, must be ready to be called terrorists. We must be ready to be called criminals. We must be ready to be jailed for crimes we did not commit. We must be ready to be character assassinated like Ida Mtwana, Robert Sobukwe, Nkgopotse Tiro, Steve Biko, Winnie Mandela, and Julius Malema.
This thing happened in South Africa. This lady boldly told his president this right in front of him. And this is the way we expect our pastors, our clergymen to be speaking to Tinubu. No, they don't do that. No, they don't. Rather, what they are doing is this.
Unto in your life, I will sow this seed upon in your life. Then you will now, what you're going to do, make sure, call the line and hear from them. And I will also tell you, now, at least you will come with 30,000 or 50,000 or as far as 100, about anyone you want to come, but at least it's 30,000, 50,000, 100,000. Come with that. Come with the envelope to the mountains. To the mountains. The Lord said, you will see me what I am going to do for you. And the Lord surprised Abraham right in the mountain.
The one that is even making me angry more is these magicians that call themselves pastors. When they want to perform these their magical powers, they will be using pages, they will be using Bible verses. It annoys me a lot.
Sorry, Pastor. The Lord surprised who? Abraham in the mountain. Okay, he surprised Abraham in the mountain. Okay, this is 50,000, 30,000, 100,000 and above. Okay.
Back this one. I'll give you back this one that I will give to you. But after you taking this one, you keep this one. You cannot use this one. Don't use this one. Keep it for 3 months. Keep it for 3 months. People will ask you, are you a money doubler? People ask you, are you a money doubler? They will ask you, because in my father's house, there are many, many mansions. Because your case is very urgent to be treated. I am going to attend to your case. So get ready. If your brother is here, foreigners, you cannot go ahead and tell your brother, this one will be with you. This currency will be with you. I'll give you this one. Will be with you for 3 months. Then this one will be with you. The first one, that envelope, will be with you. On the 2nd of December, you come with it. So, from Sunday to Saturday, then I'll give you another one. Then I'll on your lights. Then go and now wash out. People around you will ask you, where do you go? So the answer has come. Your case is very urgent. Your case, that's to delay your business, delay expectation money, delay that been delaying. You will surprise that whatever thing that you've seen, you will see speed. The speed that God has given to you, you will see speed, financial breakthrough. You will see it. So these two, one for you, one will go with you, then you come and collect the other one. But when you are coming back, you come back with the envelope that I'm giving to you. You can use the money for your business or anything. So I have to pass this message to you. Brethren, call the numbers on the screen there, because I am waiting for you right in the mountains on the 2nd December.
Fantastic. Praise the
In fact, it is a wonderful thing that we have to block those numbers that he's asking you to call. If not, I know some gullible Nigerians will also go and call that number. I know some people will still call that number. Can you imagine? Bring 30,000 naira, 50,000 or 100,000, just from 30,000 naira up. Then you would go home with 1,000 naira. Is this not magic? Magicians. Nonsense. You can imagine now. These are men of God in Nigeria that should be standing for the masses, that should be interceding in prayers for the masses concerning this corruption, this evil that is going on in Nigeria. That evil that calls himself Tinubu, that the Western government, Western people, Western powers imposed on us. They are busy talking about their own private business, how to promote their own private business. This one is giving you miracle money. Can you imagine? Most of the time, we will say that God is not speaking to us. God is not doing anything. That Nigerians, we have been praying and God is not doing anything. Can't you see that God is speaking to us all this while? What else do you want God to say? Can't you see that in his silence, he is telling us, telling us that these people are fake. These people, they are all fake. It was just the same way they told us that Peter Obi was going to be the winner of the election that took place in Nigeria last time. That was how every one of them, almost all the pastors in Africa and also beyond, they went to the media space to prophesy on how Peter Obi was going to win the election. Up to today, we did not hear anything. Please, look at where we are. Look at the price of fuel in the market. The same thing again during CV-19 that rampaged the whole world, that even led to giving us vaccination. The CV-19, I don't want to call the name, you should understand what I mean by CV-19. None of them told us, gave us warning before it happened. But these are people that will stay in their private apartment to tell you the person that is attacking you. They will even give you the number. They will give you the number of the person that is killing you, prophesy to you, tell you all sorts of things that they are hearing from God. But God did not tell them that CV-19 is coming, that burst the whole world. We did not hear anything from every one of them. None of them. And you're telling us that God is not talking. Look at God telling us in our front. God is speaking, telling us that all of them are fake. That most of them have been compromised pastors. Look at them. Compromised pastors. Now look at the war in Ukraine. the war that has been going on in Ukraine between Russia and Ukraine and the Western allies, people have been contemplating, is this going to lead to World War III? All these pastors, they will not come and tell us now whether this thing will escalate into World War III. None of them, we will not hear from one of them. It will be after tomorrow now, maybe. If it eventually does now, you will see all of them telling us, coming to tell us that when I was sleeping, God told me, I saw it in my dream, but I did not want to come to the airspace to Nigeria. Anyway, I will pause the video here because it's taking too long.
Thoughts. Please be respectful with your comments. Also, please click the like, click the notification bell, and subscribe to this channel.